We are just breaking apart all sorts of birds this morning, but it is for a good cause. About 400 people are going to be coming up here later.
Reginald Cobb and his girlfriend were driving drunk here down Gordon Avenue, hit this tree, and that's when their car flipped. We've just learned that the lockdown has been lifted, and Dougherty County school officials say police will remain on the scene to maintain security.
Now you can see these shelves are pretty bare right now. Just a few weeks before Thanksgiving last year, this is what these shelves look like.
I didn't get a golden ticket, but I do have my boarding pass, which did the trick to get me to LA.
There are plenty of people who don't even try to reply to the text, that are just reading their phone or even talking on the phone, that don't get to walk away.
This is Brandy Heldenberg's car. She wasn't even texting, but she walked away. Caleb Sorahan wasn't so lucky.
He was reading a text when he veered across the center lane and hit a lady and her passenger who were pulling 6 horses. He hit them head on, and he never had a chance. And they found the phone in his lap.
Texting takes your eyes off the road for about 4.6 seconds. Going 55 miles an hour, that's like driving an entire football field blindfolded.
I do it, and I know it's wrong. And a lot of people, have, lost their lives texting and driving. It's not right.
The texting law bans drivers from talking, writing, sending, or reading text-based communication. But what about apps like Facebook and Twitter, or other apps which don't always include words, simply looking at a phone?
If you're dialing a phone number, that's not part of the texting. The texting law is strictly to stop texting while driving.
Whether it's texting and driving, Facebook and Twitter, or even just talking to a passenger, stay safe on the roads. And remember, it wasn't illegal when Caleb was killed.
We're now in 2013. The law has been in place for almost 3 years, and there's not that many tickets out there being given. However, the wrecks are still happening.
This is a water-powered grist mill.
Brock is a second grader
8.
who does historical interpretations at the Georgia Museum of Agriculture.
We had these kind of watches back in those days.
He'll teach you how to make cornmeal as you experience daily life on a 19th century farm.
Now we're supposed to bounce it down. Got a bag of cornmeal.
Brock started working here at the grist mill, shadowing his grandfather. After just 3 days, he was doing it all himself.
I decided that I could do a little bit the first time, and the second time I could do barely, and then this time I could do all of it.
So now really all I do out here just when I'm at the grist mill is what you saw me. I bagged the grits on meal, and he does interpretation, does the tying up of it and everything.
But Brock is a special kid.
Well, he had a hard time when he first came into the world. And he's hyperglycemic, and he's had a lot of health problems.
He's also mildly autistic.
Built by Barney Curtis.
Although Brock loves spending time at the grist mill,
In 1879.
he can't wait for the weekend to play dodgeball and go on a hayride.
These kind of Saturdays I ain't gonna be on the train. I'm gonna be down at the hayride and doing all that stuff.
As for long-term plans,
I'll be working here, I think, until I get about 60 or 70 or 80.
Melanie Kendall,
Hey, Mr. Racer.
Fox 31 News. Nearly 1 out of every 200 people in Albany is considered homeless.
I don't have a dollar to my name.
I spent my 104 days at the Salvation Army, and I've been living in my car since November the 4th.
But according to the 2010 U.S. Census, that number is much lower.
We were told that the U.S. Census Bureau, when they were here, spent a week surveying and trying to count the homeless, and they counted 1.
The Albany-Dougherty Homelessness Coalition's most recent count is between 460 and 500 homeless people. But with local organizations giving meals in the thousands, the reality of those numbers is likely much higher.
I think the Salvation Army served 33,000 meals last year, and the rescue mission over 80,000, I believe I understand.
When most people think of homelessness, they think of life on the streets. So I went undercover as a homeless person to get the community's reaction. Despite the rain, hundreds of cars passed me by, many people turning their heads and looking the other way. 5 people stopped to offer help.
I don't steal, I ain't robbing, and nothing like that. The problem is they're homeless. That's the only problem. They have no funds to pay for a place to stay.
The reality of homelessness in Albany is many people don't live life on the streets.
I'm not a bad person. I'm working hard trying to find a job.
A person is homeless simply if they don't have a permanent home. They could be living on the streets or in a shelter, motel, or in someone else's home, which is why an exact count can be so hard.
But nobody knows which house somebody might be living homelessly in, so there are some people that get missed by those counts.
Albany offers many resources for these people to get back into the community. Nearly every day there's a place people can go for a free meal. Other organizations help the homeless find transportation, work, and offer things like a hot shower and a place to wash clothes.
People can come and have hope at getting things and maybe getting back on their feet, moving towards the right direction.
Despite all the resources, homelessness is not an easy life.
Most of the day is kind of miserable because all you can do is walk. You know, you have no home, you have nowhere you can just go and rest for a good while.
We're walking and on the bus, and it's like, if it were just me, I could just, no problem, but getting her on and off buses and pushing a stroller where there's hardly no sidewalks, definitely get a workout.
I hate the feeling of every day knowing that carrying around my bag every day, that's basically my house. Carrying my house on my back it's not a great feeling.
It weighs your mind down as well. It takes away from your motivation, you know, it starts to break you a little bit.
It really doesn't make you feel really human. And at a point, you more or less feel more like an animal.
It's going to take local people in the faith community, the business community, as well as the government community to come together to meet this need. No one of those can do it alone.
The problem is too big for one organization. The problem is too big for one person. But we believe that we can be part of the solution, and we want to partner with everybody out there.
Log on to our website, mysouthwestga.com, to connect with how to help. Melanie Kendall, Fox 31 News.